Test that out. You, me, we are live. I am your host, Man T.
Spectate.
I'm feeling real good. Feeling real good. Just hearing that part makes me feel good. I ended up drinking all my tea today. So a quick update. I did do the live AMA on Saturday. If you want to check that out, go ahead and join me over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/herbmant. Just in case I get banned, I do have a Rumble account. If any of you are familiar with Rumble, you can find me on Rumble at rumble.com/herbmant. I believe that is it. Also, if you like the video, share, and subscribe. Today I'm going to be talking about the stomach, pancreas, trich, and much, much more. Yeah, I'm also going to be talking about the mouth and esophagus. So first things first, let's start off with the mouth. All right, esophagus and stomach. All of these tissues are a part of your digestive system, and they are responsible for breaking down your foods so then you can consume them. So then you can consume the nutrients later. I watch a lot of my playbacks, and it looks like I'm holding my hands on screen, or like my elbows are together. I look weak, so maybe I just need to widen them up a little bit. All right, so the mouth. When talking about the mouth, you have to include the teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. They all work together to soften your foods, break down your carbs, so then they can be moved into your esophagus. Now, the teeth and tongue are responsible for chomping and moving your food around. A great herb to help promote teeth health would be horsetail. I don't have it up here just yet. Give you some more details on horsetail. So it deals with your calcium utilization. Without the parathyroid being stimulated so that you can use calcium properly, you would have connective tissue weaknesses. You would have bone problems as well. I type with one hand. Setup is a little cramped right now. But I get it. So horsetail, it is an astringent, diuretic, vulnerary, and connective tissue tonic. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got that right. Connective tissue tonic. So can tone and strengthen your connective tissues. It is also great for the hair, skin, and nails. And then also you have in your mouth your gums, just in case you're running into gum problems. The horsetail will help with your gums as well. Also parsley, great for bad breath. Sage is another great herb to look into to help reduce inflammation in the mouth, throat, and tonsils. And if you didn't know, the tonsils are considered a lymphoid organ. The tonsils are considered a lymphoid organ. And if you don't know about the lymphatic system, it is responsible for moving your cellular waste out of the body. Now, the last herb I'm going to mention for the mouth is an herb with a strong astringent action, which is also great for toning and tightening tissues. And this herb is white oak bark. It is an astringent and antiseptic. Usually, Astringent herbs is also antiseptic, so they will help to cleanse or clean the tissues. All right, so the esophagus, once the mouth, teeth, and tongue form what's known as a bolus or a soft ball, it is then going to be moved into your esophagus and then pushed down into your stomach. Now, when it's being pushed down into your stomach, there's a process known as peristalsis. And the adrenal glands, which is a part of the autonomic nervous system, is responsible for pushing this bolus down your esophagus. So if you're running, if you're running into an esophagus problem, esophagitis, or just sluggishness of the food traveling down, three things. One, you could be dehydrated. Two, the adrenal glands aren't doing their job properly. Or three, you have inflammation in the esophagus. So a great herb to help promote the adrenal glands function, this peristalsis or stalsis, will be licorice root. Licorice root is an adrenal gland tonic as well as a demulcent, so it can help to soothe the mucous membranes along your esophagus. Another great herb for the esophagus is marshmallow root. It is another demulcent, can help to reduce inflammation in the esophagus. Side note, I didn't add rhodiola root to my tea this time. This time I actually substituted it out for licorice root, and I have noticed a difference. All right, then you have the stomach. The stomach is where the start of protein digestion occurs. In the stomach, you have hydrochloric acid burning up bacteria or any type of damaging organisms that you might have consumed from the meal that you ate. Marshmallow root is also good for the stomach. Marshmallow root is great for the entire gastrointestinal tract, and so is slippery elm bark. But the herb I am going to talk about for the stomach is chamomile flowers, or as I as I infamously once said, chamomile. All right, it is a mild nervous system sedative, antispasmodic, anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, carminative, and vulnerary. So, vulnerary, great for healing the tissues, carminative, reducing gas, antiseptic, cleaning the cells, anti-inflammatory, reduce inflammation, antispasmodic, mild nervous system, sedative, reducing spasms. They smell good too. Another herb I wanted to mention is peppermint. It is also a carminative, antispasmodic, diaphoretic, antiseptic, and analgesic. So, analgesic can help to reduce pain. Diaphoretic promotes sweating. So, if you have a fever, you may want to check out peppermint. Antispasmodic, reduce spasms, and carminative, helps to remove gas from the body. So, this could be, you're passing gas through the anus or belching or burping. Z with the three, what's up? You plugged in. Let's go. All right. Miss Judith, I'll put you on my list to talk about in later episodes. All right. But I do see your question. I was trying to find a phone to snap it, but I'll save it at the end of this podcast. All right. So I had a question about, see if I can pull it up. Good old pancreatic cancer. Hello. I was wondering, is there any type of plant you recommend for pancreatic cancer? So, first off, pancreatic cancer. What is cancer? What do they call cancer? Now, whenever I hear it, I say it's abnormal cells. But just so I am politically correct, and I don't get banned. So according to them, this is from clevelandclinic.org. What is pancreatic cancer? Pancreatic cancer occurs when cells in your pancreas mutate and multiply out of control, forming a tumor. So cells change and multiply out of control. And when you go to cancer.gov, you'll see the definition of cancer. Cancer is a disease in which some of the body's cells grow uncontrollably and spread to other parts of the body. So cells growing uncontrollably, cells mutating, abnormal cells. So what system in the body deals with abnormal cells or moving abnormal cells out or cellular waste out? That is your lymphatic system. All right, what's happening is that cells within your interstitial spaces are not being eliminated because the lymphatic system is stagnant. There are two main ways that the lymphatic system removes cells out of the body. So once these cells go into the lymphatic system, they then enter into the kidneys and or out of the skin or throughout the skin. Just saying throughout the skin doesn't sound right. So you have the lymphatic system, waste going out through your skin pores or waste going out through your kidneys. If your skin isn't functioning properly, if your kidneys are not functioning properly, you're going to have an issue with this waste going out. Now, this is for all abnormal cells, any abnormal cells in the body. The lymphatic system is from head to toe. So whether they say you have abnormal cells in the brain, in your liver, in your breast, in your thyroid, you still are going after the lymphatic system. Now, yes, you would want herbs specific to the area that is showing a weakness. For example, right now I am talking about the pancreas. So you would want herbs for the pancreas as well as herbs for the lymph or the lymphatic system, the kidneys, and the skin, bare minimum. And always, you always want to think holistic. You always want to think about what are you consuming to help promote the movement of lymph, or what I like to say, promote detoxification. So one herb you could observe for the pancreas is mistletoe. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a pretty strong herb. All right, it is a sedative, anti-tumor, diuretic, antispasmodic, anti-hypertensive. What caught my attention about it is that it can be used for diabetes or sugar metabolism problem. It has been shown to help reduce symptoms in diabetic mice by stimulating insulin secretion from pancreas cells. Now, I always thought it was funny how we use mice to test on, and we're not mice. But I wanted to bring you a new herb to look into, or a new herb to observe. Blue flag iris is another herb you can look into to help bring balance to your pancreas. It has anti-inflammatory, alterative, laxative, diuretic, cholagogue actions, as well as being a pancreatic bitter. So it may be used wherever there is constipation associated with liver problems or the gallbladder. It has a stimulating effect. It has stimulating effects on the liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and colon, and promotes the production and secretion of bile along with other hepatic functions. So if you don't know what bile does, it emulsifies your fats. So if you're having fatty buildup, you could have an issue with the liver and the gallbladder not producing enough bile. Some more great herbs for the pancreas, you have just your bitters in general. They will help to promote the secretion of your digestive juices. This could be your salivary glands. This could be your your juices in the stomach, your liver, as well as your pancreas. Some examples of bitters are gentian root and yarrow. The last thing I am going to talk about is trick. Nah, how do you trichomoniasis? That is how you say that word, trichomoniasis, a sexually transmitted infection caused by a parasite. So, whenever you hear infection, think golden seal root, but understand that golden seal root is endangered. So, people are using it up. So, if you're having a hard time getting golden seal root, or a somewhat good alternative to golden seal root is Oregon grape root. But some actions of golden seal root, it is a tonic, alterative, bitter, choloretic, laxative, and mucous membrane trophal restorative. I believe that is what really makes it a great herb. You find mucous membranes all over the body, and if it can bring balance to your mucous membranes, which are responsible for secreting mucus to help combat infections, then you're definitely winning the day. So tonic, tone, tighten tissues, alterative, move lymph, bitter, stimulates the secretions of your digestive juices, choloretic or coloretic. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong several times. Promotes the movement of bowel, laxative, stimulates the bowels, and mucous membrane trophal restorative again helps to bring balance to the mucous membranes. One moment. Uh, hey Sasha, I see your comment over here on YouTube. I will respond in a different episode. So I'll add you to the list and I will definitely respond to your question in a later episode. All right, so the alternative to golden seal root that I mentioned earlier is Oregon grape root, also known as barberry root. It is antimicrobial, bitter, and hepatic stimulant. Both golden seal root and Oregon grape root are great for removing the H. pylori infections. Now, also remember when dealing with infections, the lymphatic system is the sewer system. Its job is to remove things that the body does not want in it. So you have to make sure you are moving lymph. And a key action to focus on when observing herbs would be alterative or lymphatic. These herbs move lymph, but you always want to make sure you are pairing a lymphatic herb or a alterative herb with a diuretic, because kidney filtration is important when moving lymph. If you move lymph too fast, you're going to experience some unpleasant symptoms. All right, so you have lymph and you have the eliminatory channels of lymph, which are the kidneys and the skin. So you want to make sure you're focused on those kidneys and you want to make sure you're focusing on the skin. Now, a bonus tip is that when you're bringing balance to the kidneys and looking for your diuretic herbs, you also want to bring balance to the adrenal glands because they sit on top of the kidneys. And when you're bringing balance to the skin, a great herb for the skin is horsetail, gotucola, sarsaparilla root, or sarsaparilla root, however you want to pronounce it. You also have to bring balance to the thyroid. And if you notice, the thyroid and the adrenal glands are both a part of the endocrine system. So to make sure, or to take it a step further in healing or supporting wellness in your body, focus on the lymph, the kidneys, focus on the lymph, the kidneys, skin, and endocrine system at the least. All right, thank you all for joining the live. I'll be live again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true, and be held accountable for everything that you do. Be surrounded by the ones that are loving you. Growing never sink unless you sinking in the shot. While you in the fourth quarter and the haters sit and watch. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. They don't wanna move. They wanna sit and talk, never do. Don't you worry about them, strive to improve. And when they gunning for your queen, kinda move. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling like I never knock on wood. Studying my health, I think you should. Be a better you every day, keep it true. I'm feeling real good. Feeling so good. Feeling real. Feeling real good.